patience also to that. It's not easy. This is Alan. This is for me, but for you, can ask Brian about the third wave of GI Joe reaction. Also, what's next for Gem and the holograms?
That's two questions. Come on. Okay.
Choose only one.
Third wave of GI Joe reaction. I mean, wave 2 is just coming out. I think it goes live on our store on Monday. It's already starting to show up in Target, which is crazy that you can actually go to the action figure aisle and buy a Super 7 product. It's crazy. Wave 3 is done. I have the samples at the office. You'll see them in another 3 or 4 months. So every 4 months, there should be a new wave of GI Joe reaction.
And for the reaction, they still available on Super 7 site, or will be also for still available every time? So every time you want got some figures, you can get that.
Yeah. Gem and the holograms, we've got a little something planned for San Diego, and then something else planned for spring of 23.
There is a shout
out. We're planned through fall holiday 23 already.
There is a shout out from 16 Shooter. Is a photographer that work with the For Awesome and also for Metzco. He was my guest also in my show before, and could be also an interesting photographer with Super 7. Never say never, in my opinion.
Never say never.
Okay, because there's a lot of questions. I try to find something that's not similar, to don't have the same. Oh, this is another speculation, but I put this one. Will Serpentron Ultimates Avis Chariot?
Maybe.
Serpentron should be another cool character for Ultimates.
The crazy part about G.I. Joe is we have G.I. Joe planned through the beginning of 2025.
Wow. Wow.
So we've got a lot of G.I. Joe planned. It's already scheduled, worked out, agreed to.
You need to find a big space for them in my toy room.
It's not so much that it's a big space, but like we have a long-term commitment on G.I. Joe.
Yes, but many characters, because just now with if you count every action figure, including the army builder, because you need the army builder for this line, you need to put also the
the army builder is designed for that. There's that collector that needs a whole bunch for his diorama or his play set and wants stuff, so they all look different. But if you're just a collector and you need one, just grab one. You can grab any one you want.
This is a question for G.I. Joe shipment. Says, what are the chances that G.I. Joe Ultimates will ship in March?
We got first test shots right before Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year goes all the way through the end of February. Getting them out in the month of March is probably tricky, only because generally March factories are only operating at about 50% capacity as people come back from the countryside to the thing. So they don't really get up to 100% capacity until April-ish. I would say it's probably shipping out of the factory in April instead of March, but it's on schedule. But it just, how much will they be able to do in March? I don't know. The factory is probably telling me it'll leave in March, but I bet it'll probably leave in early April.
I think also that it's something that I say many times with my viewers in general. I think is waiting is a part of it of the game. It's not bad waiting. I'm not a guy that I want immediately. The only problem that I have as a YouTuber, I live in Italy, so if I got too late my figures, my review, then got less views because if other guys put before of me the figures, the hype goes down with are not new. So the only problem to me is that because I need to have before the figures to have more views in the review. But beside that, to me, it's not a problem waiting. It's a part of like Christmas. You need to wait Christmas to get your gift, no? It's not
Well,
bad.
there's that old Simpsons. What is that one where the guy is romancing Marge at the bowling alley and everything, and they're leading up to thinking whether or not Marge is going to cheat on Homer with this guy, and he's putting on his aftershave, and he's like, "Now comes the best part, the anticipation." Yeah, and it's like,
Yes.
oh, that's very, yeah, very much what you're talking about.
Okay, another question for about the fun, and and then my last one. Okay, this one is I have a Perry the
Refrigerator
refrigerator.
Perry.
Yes,
We have discussed. We have discussed. Come on,
I think
the fridge.
the fridge is
He should come with like one little tiny piece of a Big Mac. I don't know. You remember that commercial where he has the whole Big Mac and it disappears and he comes back with like just this little tiny bite.
yes, a little bit. I remember also the fridge in the WrestleMania 2 in the Royal Rumble. No, the Battle Royal of WrestleMania 2, sorry. The fridge was involved in that, one of the big guys in the Battle Royal. And now is my last question, also because, guys, after this show, go to my other channel, Wrestling Channel with Alan Magnetti, my big channel of close to 18 million, 90 million views, because will be a full live stream reaction for Royal Rumble. Now back to my last question for this show. There is something. Well, if you this is an interesting, weird question, but interesting. If you have able to back to have to back in your past and meet the young kid, the little Brian, and maybe this little guy ask to the adult Brian, "What is my future? Can you describe my future with one word? Which word do you pick?"
You're happy.
Awesome. And now